You mentioned the inability and the restrictions concerning adding transfer players. Just looking at the recruiting class, and then also one transfer I see coming in from and poking around a little bit and coming up with this D. Williams, East Central Community College in Mississippi as a cornerback, and then maybe the guy that could be some fresh blood off the recruiting path in 2022, an edge rusher in James Pearce out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So just some names to throw out there.
Yeah, Pearce was an exciting piece. I'm glad you brought him up. It's kind of the same thing. It slipped my mind to say this just because frankly, I've been concentrating on basketball. I haven't thought a ton about football in that recruiting class in a while, but Pearce was actually exciting. They brought him in. I believe he was a 4-star. He was a big piece of that recruiting class. But I want to say since that recruiting class finalized, he was actually bumped up on some services to a 5-star. And I might need to be corrected there. There are people that keep up with recruiting more closely than I do personally. But he's still a 4-star on 247.
Yeah.
But there was I know that the talk around him, I would put it this way, the talk around him was that it was a steal. It was a real value for Heupel in this class. Again, as I mentioned before, it's kind of a crapshoot with guys like that because you can't just magically implant in their brain experience in SEC football. And it's a totally different animal when you go from playing in high school to playing against these freaking monsters that the SEC puts on the field. But you do have exciting pieces like that I hope will contribute. A spring game with some of these guys being able to play would help. Maybe, I think in past seasons, they have done things like open practices around fall ball. Maybe they'll do something like that, and we may be able to see that would help. But on the whole, it's kind of a situation where maybe it can get better, but we don't have the information to prove it. Is maybe what I would say. The pieces that would help improve this defense are kind of unknowns and will have to prove themselves. So I'll put it that way. Hedge my bets.